What's up, you guys? It is your girl andrajayy and welcome back to my channel. And if you are a WWE fan, then you know that we have entered the busiest time of the year for the business, which is WrestleMania season. And one of the biggest events to kick off the road to WrestleMania is the Royal Rumble, which is taking place this Saturday. So in today's video, I will be giving you my top 5 picks to win the Royal Rumble for the women's and the men's division. In this video, we will be focusing on the women, so stay tuned for the men. I got my water jug, I am ready, so let's get into it. So before giving you all my picks, I have to let you know that there will be an honorable mention for the men's and the women's division. And this is listed in no particular order of importance. And the first person that I have listed here are the Big B's. Look at the gang affiliates getting excited over nothing. We're not talking about gang activity. We are talking about Bianca Belair, the EST. And honestly, I feel like this one is self-explanatory. We have not seen Bianca Belair since WrestleMania 41. That within itself sounds crazy to say out loud. And that was in April of 2025, where she would sustain a finger injury in her triple threat match against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. So this pick is only assuming that she is healthy. And honestly, I would love to have a continuation or a conclusion to the storyline that she has with Jade Cargill. You know, Bianca and Naomi had their iconic moments and banters back and forth. Jade and Naomi had multiple matches together, and then we see that Naomi went on to win the WWE Women's World Championship. And I feel like the only thing we are missing from that storyline is Bianca addressing Jade and basically stating where they stand. But during that storyline, we rarely saw Jade and Bianca have any interaction. And you know, you can't have WrestleMania without the EST, okay? You just can't. So I am going to cover picks 2 and 3 together. Can you guess why? Can you guess who I'm talking about, guys? I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to guess who I'm talking about. If you guess Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, congratulations, here's your cookie. And the reason why I feel like we need to talk about these two together is because if one or the other were to win the Royal Rumble, I think that would inevitably lead to the split up of the Judgment Day, which we will touch on a little bit more in the men's picks. First, we gotta talk about big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez, which is my personal pick and favorite to win the Royal Rumble. I think Raquel has all of the momentum heading into the Royal Rumble. With her feuding with Stephanie Vicaire over the last couple of weeks, she has definitely made herself a force to be reckoned with. And as far as Liv Morgan goes, we saw just as plain as day how much her presence was missed. From my research, Liv Morgan has literally been the runner-up for the past like 2 to 3 years in the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber. And they can feud with each other just based off of the fact that one betrayed the trust of the group. Being that they worked together for so long, you know that they would have that chemistry, you know that they would mesh well together, and they have different fighting styles which would make for great matches. So now that we have took out 2 birds with 1 stone, let's move on to number 4, which is Jordynne Grace. Now I know Jordynne Grace just made her SmackDown debut not too long ago. Some of you may be thinking, yo, Andrew, you getting a little bit ahead of yourself here. But if you are familiar with Jordynne Grace and you watched her in NXT or TNA, then you know. Plus, it's someone new and it would be a out-of-the-box booking decision that nobody would expect. And not to mention, she had an amazing performance in last year's Royal Rumble. And they have been obviously teasing a match between her and Jade Cargill at some point in time. And if Bianca Belair doesn't return, I think this is the next best alternative. And for my 5th and final pick, drum roll please, it is Bayley. You know, I could tell you guys everything you already know about how talented Bayley is and that she's one of the greats. But honestly, last year's Mania situation with Bayley left a terrible taste in my mouth. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like Bayley has just been treated like the abandoned horsewoman. And of course it has to do with booking. It's not a reflection on her as a talent. And what I'm about to say is by no means any disrespect to Charlotte or Becky Lynch, but there should be no reason why Charlotte and Becky can be gone for over a year. Charlotte comes back and is the Royal Rumble winner, and then Becky replaces Bayley at WrestleMania to win the tag titles with Lyra Valkyria, just to lose them the following Monday Night Raw after Mania. Now, to be fair, it has came out that Becky did not want that decision to happen, albeit the cleanup for that was the feud between Bayley, Becky, and Lyra Valkyria, and it was very good. I enjoyed it. But still, I still think it's beyond deserved for Bayley at this point. We gotta spin back for that, because that was just, it was just wrong. Moving on to our honorable mention, AJ Lee. Now, as of late, we have not seen AJ that much. As a matter of fact, I think the last time we saw her was War Games. And AJ and Becky Lynch still have a feud that really hasn't reached its climax. Becky tapped out to the Black Widow at WrestlePalooza, and she tapped out again at War Games to give AJ's team the win. AJ is the sole reason why Becky lost the Intercontinental Championship to Maxine Dupri in the first place. And AJ Lee was one of the most anticipated, if not the biggest return of 2025. I don't see why they wouldn't take advantage of that, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the move going into Mania. There you have it, guys. Those were my top 5 picks to win the Royal Rumble in the women's division, plus an honorable mention. And tell me what you guys think. What did you think about my picks? Who are your picks to win the Royal Rumble? And what are some storylines that you may be excited to see heading into Mania? Like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.